Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Annalise. And for the next little while, we'll be practicing some yin yoga together, which is lovely and nourishing and relaxing, hopefully, for all of us here. We'll also incorporate essential oils in every class. So I always bring along my doTERRA oils just because I know they're really good quality. And tonight I've got bergamot or bergamot. It depends on where you're from, which country. So in Australia I would say bergamot, but I think in Canada bergamot is more common. And it's a really lovely oil. So if you do have this one at home, go grab it. Or if you've got a different oil that you'd like to use tonight, anything that just sort of calls to you. Usually your intuition sort of guides you towards the perfect oil for the moment. So grab your oil. For our yin practice, I am going to use a block or two. So if you don't have blocks at home, maybe grab a thick book or a couple of books so you can use them just to sort of stack and create some height for later in our practice. Okay, so thank you. Let's begin. So let's begin in hero's pose or any comfortable seat. If you're comfortable cross-legged, go ahead. And we'll just start by taking a deep breath in through the nose and a big sigh out the mouth. Let all the air out of the lungs, squeezing those intercostal muscles. And then that inhalation just follows naturally. Just allow that big inhale to be received and released. One more really nice big deep breath in and out the nose. And in fact, let's do one more. And this time, as you breathe in, we'll take the shoulders and tense them up to the ears and release them on the exhale with a ha, like this. Ha. In fact, that feels so good. Let's do it 2 more times. Breathing in, shoulders to ears. You can hold it for a moment and then release. One last one. And pause and feel that energy contained. Sip in a little extra air if you can. And then when you're ready, big release. Shoulders drop down the back. And let's just feel the spine nice and long as you breathe in and the crown sort of draws upward to the sky. And then exhale your chin down to your chest. Inhale, right ear rolls to right shoulder. And then exhale, chin back to chest. Let's go left ear rolls to left shoulder. And back. Chin comes to the chest. Let's do that again, right ear to right shoulder. And you're welcome to keep this movement at the front like we've just done. Or on the exhale, you can invite the head to drop back if you know your neck feels good for that today. And then inhale, left ear to left shoulder. So just taking a few really mindful movements with breath and releasing any tension that might be held in the neck. And with these full neck rotations, if you're doing this with me, next time your chin returns back to the chest, let's reverse the rotation, taking the left ear to the left shoulder, keeping the chest nice and broad, exhaling, just mindfully letting the head drop back, keeping the body stacked, rolling in that nice smooth action, round and round, being mindful of breath and movement and the quality that you want to embody for this next time as we take on this very nurturing practice. And we'll complete this cycle as the chin returns to the chest. And we'll bring the head back up. So I haven't put on any bergamot yet. So grab your oil and let's put some on. Let's just put a little bit in the hands, rub them together, and then just cup your hands over your nose and close your eyes and breathe. Just allow the next few breaths to settle into a slower rhythm. If you've come from activity or movement, find that depth of the breath and that lovely steadiness. And so bergamot essential oil is very uplifting. It's a lovely light scent, and actually it's really good placing it on the pulse points. When you finish having a few deep breaths, just placing it on your pulse points. You could put it anywhere, on your third eye or on your heart. I like to put bergamot on my abdomen because it really supports solar chakra empowered energy, and so it can be a nice little boost if you're lacking a bit of self-esteem or just wanting to feel how brilliant you are, and it just really brings you to that lovely state. And I have heard it releases stagnant energy, like anger and things like that. So it can be really good for the liver as well. If you've got any muscle cramps, or any joint issues, you could put bergamot on those areas. And what else can I tell you? Oh, it's good for insomnia, so it's nice before bed if you have trouble sleeping. And it's just if you're ever feeling inadequate, it takes you to that state of worthiness. I am worthy. So it's a beautiful oil to have on hand. All right, and let's come to sit on our bottoms or on some kind of block or cushion if you'd like to elevate the hips. So we'll start with the left leg extended ahead and cross the right leg over the top. And so this is half shoelace. I'm just going to sort of make sure I'm nice and grounded equally on both sides through the sitting bones. If this feels super comfy and this is going to be lovely here, stay here. Or if you can stay grounded and bring that left heel around to the right hip, that's an option too. And that's sometimes why a bit of height can support just creating a bit more space. So do what feels good in your body. And we're just going to get settled with the legs, the heels, eventually sort of come back towards the hips, but just find that sweet spot in your body where you can feel sensation, and you can breathe into that and stay calm. And so when you find that position with the legs, we're going to take a little twist over towards your left. So just sweeping that right hand behind you and taking the left arm. Actually, I kind of like to do a little mudra with the thumb and index finger, or you can do it with thumb and any finger. And just first have a little bit of height through the spine, and then just feel an opening of the heart and over towards the right side as you just take this sort of gentle twist as we're just beginning. And then the neck also might start to gaze backward as far as feels comfy. And we're just going to breathe here. So check in with your breath. Check in with the rhythm. Is it steady or choppy? And every awareness is perfect and wonderful. And then we can come back to where we want to be. So if we realize that we've lost attention on the breathing and the mind is wandering, which it happens, we can just always come back to that breath, just to bring us back to the present moment, back into our bodies, on the ground, connected to spirit. Beautiful, whole package here. And the breath is expansive in the chest. You might even notice an abdominal massage as you take those nice, slow, deep inhales. And those lovely releasing exhales. And check in with your body if there's any points of tension. See if you can release that grip within the body. Relaxing the forehead and the jaw. Let's just take another few really meaningful breaths here. And use an inhalation to come to center. We're going to keep the legs in this position, whether it's full shoelace or half, and just start to fold forward, letting the back round. You can walk your hands forward and just rest in your forward fold, breathing in mindful awareness. Another breath here, nice and deep and full. Taking that full expression of the fold on the exhale. And slowly, as you're ready to return, you can just walk your hands towards your body. And lean back on your hands behind you. Release those legs. Just really gently. Let them stretch out. And then let's take the feet wide. And just like we moved our neck, breath by breath, we're going to move our legs that way. As you breathe out, the knees fall to the left. Trying to keep the sitting bones as grounded as possible. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, knees go right. And coming back on the inhale. All right, so let's see, can we remember the opposite direction? Let's start with the right leg out and cross the left leg over top. And this might be your position today with the legs. Or you can swing that heel over too. So it doesn't matter which variation you're choosing to go with. You just want to get nice and steady in your body and in your breath. And then finding that length of the spine on the inhale, and just exhale to twist to the left this time. The left hand sweeps behind the shoulder. The left shoulder really sort of opens away from the right shoulder. So there's spaciousness in the chest for the lungs to receive goodness, breath, prana. And what I love about the essential oils is it's a whole system. It treats, physical symptoms, emotional and mental. So it's a really great holistic approach to health in our body and within our energetic field. Letting the gaze fall back as much as the neck allows with comfort, and then just softening all through the face. Just allow your skin to relax. Feel the breath moving in to the spaces that are there. There's some places of compression, but where is the space that the breath is being received? Expansive and full. Let's take a few more breaths in this twist. Also really beneficial for the hips. You might notice that sensation. And then slowly use an inhalation when you're ready to return to center, keeping the legs in their position, and then just inviting that fold, that release, letting the belly and the internal organs relax, the back round, and the head hang or be supported by the knee. Breathing and feeling that massage in the abdominal area. And sort of coming back to earth here, coming back to the self, to the breath. Take another couple of breaths. Finding that beautiful full expression of your fold. And then slowly walking your hands back towards your body until they walk right behind you. Let's lean back. Release those legs very carefully. That was a good stretch. And just have a moment with the legs outstretched, and then let's do those windshield wiper motions once more. Feet go wider than the hips, and then we'll just move with the breath. The exhale takes the knees downward, and the inhale bring the knees back to center. One more full breath cycle, moving the legs in the windshield wiper motion. Alright, so now let's come into a caterpillar pose with the legs outstretched. You might like to have your knees bent with something supporting underneath, because that just is really quite restorative. If you've got tight hamstrings especially, this is a really nice way to avoid that sensation. Or just leave the legs out straight. And we're going to take that nice fold forward. Just letting the back round. And just finding peace in the darkness here behind your closed eyes. And then turning on your sort of inner light. Your inward eye can start to observe the breath here. Maybe even observing it as prana or life force energy. Maybe feeling it moving from the crown of the head and just flowing down the back of the head, the neck, all down the spine, all the way down to the ground, to the legs, at the feet and the arms. Again, here also getting a nice abdominal massage, so you can really focus on that space there, the digestive area, the organs there that are benefiting from these folds, these postures, and the breathing. Over time, your body might naturally start to fall deeper, and you can witness this and allow, or you can sort of play your edge I'm trying to let go of too much control in our yin practice and embodying more of the quality of surrender and slow allowance without force. Staying soft within the skin, all over the body. Feeling the skin maybe expanding with the inhale, and contracting on the exhale. And for the last 5 breaths here, let's just really focus on how expansive the breath is, not only within the body, but see if you can sense just outside the body. A couple of inches outside of the boundary of the skin. You're welcome to attach a healing color to that visualization as you sort of go deep that way. And coming up when you're ready, just slowly walking your hands towards your body. And we'll simply take the legs out wide here. So the toes will point upward. And again, sitting up on a block or a book or a blanket could be really supportive as we prepare to fold forward. So we're going to keep the toes up and just walk the hands to the ground. I'm going to have a bolster handy because over time, I'll show you, you might be able to come down to the forearms, but maybe with that cushion to bring the floor a little bit higher, if that makes sense. It could just be the perfect sweet spot, that Goldilocks point for you, to feel the stretch in the hip flexors, maybe even feeling the hamstrings come alive a little. You can let your head hang and relax away from the neck. And come back to the steadiness of your breath. And this can be quite intense. And so let's use our breath when we come to those moments of intensity. See how calm we can be. The bergamot will support you as well in that feeling of calm. Helping to remove or dissolve negative emotions. They get in the way of your greatest being. So thank you, bergamot. And slowly start to walk the hands towards you, coming back up. And let's bring the legs together, point the toes, lean back on the hands, and even just have a little flutter kick or a nice stretch. From here, we'll come onto our backs, and here is when I want to use those blocks, or if you've got a book or something, we're going to do a supported bridge pose. So if you don't have blocks or bricks or whatever, you can just sort of take a few rounds. You could do 3 bridges, taking some time in your pose and also taking a rest between all three. Or come down onto your back with your feet lining up with your hips. And I'm just going to use one block to start and just slide it under my sacrum here. And just let the body rest now. The shoulders can settle on the ground. You can hug them toward the spine to create more space across the heart and the lungs. Chest really opens up. And let all the lines on your forehead just smooth out. Maybe imagine or feel your sort of the wings of your nose broadening as you become more relaxed. Also in the cheeks and the ears. We'll be here for another minute or so. And if you feel within your body that you've got more space, you can gauge this at any time. You could play with the level of your block or your blocks. Just depends on how we've been using our bodies. Luckily the blocks have different heights. Just want to make sure that you're safe and don't fall off. And so this is actually very grounding. If you can feel all four sides of your feet on the ground and feel that connection to the earth below you, that's really nice and grounding and supportive of a healthy root chakra. And this also helps to open up those lower chakras, like it opens up the hips, it opens up the belly, up into the third chakra, even, let's go up to the first, second and the third chakra. It really starts to open up here. So that's all related to sort of family and tribe and security, and then creativity and motivation and relationships and duality and working together with others. And then that third space, the solar area, is where we sort of find our empowered self, our authentic empowered self. And so it's almost like your Care Bear power patch, whatever they have on their bellies. So you can imagine anything here. You could put any affirmation there as you sort of beam that out. Isn't that what the Care Bears do? Beaming out, whether it's I am love, or I am peaceful, I am relaxed, I am fearless, I'm abundant, whatever you want. Choose your vibration and just breathe that in while we take a few more moments here in our supported bridge. All right, bringing the power back into your body, into your solar center, and just removing the blocks. Just letting your hips land. Let's take the feet wide and to do those windshield wiper motions, exhaling the knees down to the left, inhaling them back up, and then just alternating sides, exhaling down and inhaling up. Okay, good. And from here, let's take both legs, bend them, and hold the knees with both hands, and make circular motions with your knees, all the while massaging around your sacrum. Feels really nice after that deep lumbar stretch. And then change the direction of your circles, please. Lovely. Now, we'll take the left foot down to the ground and the right leg up, right foot to the sky. Flex the toes and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So those toes flexing is supporting the right knee joint. So you're welcome to play with this stretch, leaving the legs in this position, but just energetically drawing that right knee away from you. That might be enough. Or if you've got a little bit more space, you could lift the left foot up off the floor and hold on behind the left thigh, interlacing your fingers. And just letting the shoulders relax, letting the forehead soften and broaden. It's a good opportunity just to really become great friends with your breath. Let's take another nice full deep breath in. And breath out. Gently release your fingers if you're holding your leg. And you can take both legs up to the sky, stretch out the toes, roll around the ankles, get at any cracks, move that stagnant energy. All right, let's bring both knees into the chest and then let the right foot land. Take the left leg, extending it skyward, and then with flexed toes, cross the outer left ankle over the right thigh. And then this could be it, just feeling that energetic pull of that left knee moving away from you, or lifting up the right foot off the floor and bringing it more into a sort of folded position. And with your legs folding over your torso. Stay connected with your breathing, with the present moment. Nice, another deep breath in and out. Right, let's gently release your hand grip, Stretch both legs to the sky again. Just move those feet around the toes, the ankles. And then we'll take the left leg and extend it away. And with the right leg bent, we'll cross over the body. I might even use a block just underneath that left knee, underneath the right knee on the left side. Just trying to keep both shoulders grounded and turning the gaze to the right. And feel the spaciousness in the chest as you breathe in. And feel the steadiness of your shoulders on the ground as you breathe out. And so your leg position is, can be modified. We're basically just really getting a nice twist for the muscles all around the spine. And so if your right leg is on top, wants to be stretched out away from you a little bit more to the left, you can stretch your leg out more, or you can have that knee bent. You can also put your hand on your right leg, your left hand on your right thigh or knee, just to support it. So make the practice really individual to you in your body in this moment. We have done quite a bit of abdominal sort of focal work here, and so here is another stretch for the abdomen as well. And it's a good way to move through any energy that might have come up for you in your practice tonight. It's like wringing out, dirty water from a sponge. Anything that might have sort of been shaken up or knocked loose that you can release. The twists really support that, like that sort of rebalancing, letting go and coming back to a clearer, cleaner perspective and state. Feel the belly breathed. And put your hand on your belly just to experience the breath this way. For the last few breaths, if you'd like, you can take your right arm up overhead. It just sort of gets into the right shoulder a little bit more. And we'll just take 5 more slow, steady breaths. And slowly bring everything back to neutral. Bring your knees into your chest, and you can do those circles or just wrap your arms around your shins and hold on as you sway side to side or organically move. And then we'll take the right leg out, extending it away from you. And with the left leg bent, just taking it across the body to the right. And just checking in that the shoulders are grounded, heart's open, and then turning the gaze to the left. And if you want to choose your personal modification for today, go for it. How's the breath moving through your body? How is it flowing? Just allow the body to soften more and more over time. That left shoulder starts to move down heavier toward the ground, maybe even feeling like it could just keep sinking down. It's so supported by gravity, so connected to the earth. And for the last few breaths, if you want to take that left arm overhead just to stretch out that left shoulder, just enjoy the last few breaths here. Calm in the mind, calm in the body, calm in the breath. And then gradually bringing the body back to neutral and hugging the knees into the chest once more. So we can continue to stay in this rolled up ball if you're comfortable here, or you can come into a happy baby with me, which is basically just bringing the knees a little bit wider and towards your chest, but closer toward the ground, and reaching inside the legs, inside the knees, for the outside of the feet if possible. Or if you're easier to grab the big toes with your pinky fingers, or even the inside of the feet, that's okay too. But when we hold the outside of the feet, the shoulders get an external rotation, which just helps to keep that chest nice and open. So now in this pose, just sort of play with gravity again, your knees coming downward toward the ground. If you want to massage your feet, your toes, I sometimes like to take that opportunity in Happy Baby. Just feeling that support of the earth below you. Just here, before we move on, invite a little bit of movement, stretching out at a time or both legs. Just sort of rocking and rolling like a baby who does not have a care in the world. And then we'll come back to center. You can place your feet on the ground. In fact, just have a lie down in Shavasana, just to reset here. Take a moment in your body. And then if you'd like to use your block, we're going to come into a legs up position. You don't have to use a block. You can just stick your legs up in the air, and that could be heaps. Or if you'd like that block under the sacrum, you can place it there and extend those legs up to the sky. Just taking a few minutes here to let your legs restore from the day's activities. You can have your arms out or your hands on your belly. Just letting your legs hang out. Maybe coming back to that affirmation, or a new one if you'd like. Just filling your energy field with whatever vibration you choose. Is it love? Is it gratitude? Is it creativity? Abundance? Just call on, call on bergamot. It gives you that lift to find that perfect peace that's just going to make you feel so good. And so embody that feeling. Just take another few breaths here, so 5 full breath cycles, paying attention to all aspects of the breath as it moves in and out of your body. And as you're ready to come down, bring the feet to land. If you're using a block underneath your sacrum, you can remove that. Let's take the feet wide on your mat and start to windshield wipe the legs from left to right. Staying connected to your breath. Okay, and it's come to get grounded in our Shavasana now. If you want to put a bolster underneath your knees or a blanket on top of your body, you may do so. I'm going to keep your head aligned with your spine. The arms can splay outwards from the body, as can the legs. Just find that nice softness across your forehead, where it feels like, your temples are melting closer to the ground, your ears melting closer to the ground, shoulders sinking in nice and deep into the earth. let your hips really release into the earth. You've done some really beautiful work tonight. And so with gratitude for the hips, just let them rest. And the third eye space can be completely soft and open. Feel your jaw nice and relaxed. And if you need to take another moment with the jaw to relax even 5% more, you can take that time. And feel your mouth relax, your teeth, your tongue, your gums, your throat. Feel the lungs receiving a beautiful inhale. Feel that expansion in your heart space. That life force energy. Allow your internal organs to soften and really relax. Your arms are heavy and relaxed, and your legs are heavy and relaxed. So you don't have to do anything. You can simply be with every moment, riding the wave of breath. And this breath that also carries through life force energy or chi or prana can just get infused into all the cells of your body. Anything that came up tonight, again, this is that chance for whatever wasn't squeezed out in the twist to be really integrated into the wholeness of your life experience. And that is this moment right now, and last moment, and the next moment. See if you can just soften into a state of timelessness. All there is this breath. And this breath. Just continuing to float on that wave of presence. Nothing to do here, there's no one to be. Feel your skin nice and soft, draped over your muscles, over your bones, soft and relaxed. Feel those points of your body that are connecting with the earth or with any props like the bolster under your knees if that's what you're using. And just feel a lightness starting to come to these spaces. And as the body becomes a little lighter, start to deepen the breathing. Starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly making your waking up movements larger until you're ready to have a big deep stretch, extending your arms overhead. You can curl up into a little ball and roll onto the side. This is my dog Tucker. And when you're ready to come sit up, sit comfortably, hands together. Thank you so very much for joining me for tonight's practice, and I hope to see you next week. Namaste.